So Michael Beck escaped the Hive.
Correct.
Congratulations on your career so far. And you know, I listened to the album and it sounds really good. The band started in 2021, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Cool, cool. Now, before that, you were in Kings of Dust. I never heard that band that much.
Yeah. Kings of Dust with some members of Badlands and Crash Street Kids.
Cool, cool, cool. Now, you also in Red Dragon Cartel for a little
Yeah.
while. And
Right. Right. With Jake. Correct.
cool, cool, cool. And then in 2022, It's Not All Right. The single came out, right?
22. That's correct. Yeah.
Right. Cool, cool, cool. Now you have a GoFundMe page, to start your tour. Can you tell me anything about that?
Yeah. What we did, excuse the White Snake fan going on here. It's hot here in Arizona.
Right.
Um, yeah, we've been on tour through most of this last year. And then when we went on tour here this last summer, we noticed that things have, I mean, especially since COVID, but especially we noticed that during the summer things had changed,
Right.
and renting a van and all that stuff just got to be crazy expensive. It was they don't base it on a rate anymore. They base it on availability, and when they don't have a lot of vans
Right.
available, I mean, sometimes they want $400 or $500 a day, which if you're a band and you're out for a week, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so uh we went out and we decided, the money that we're paying for a van, we probably could have bought one. So that's what we did. We found a really cool church van, a former church van, and got it. And we were just asking for some donations to kind of help get it started. Make sure it's roadworthy and all that stuff, because it is a lot of expense up front.
Right.
And so we were just asking for a little bit of help with that, and we were offering a free unreleased track for those that helped us out and are still doing that. So if
Right.
you go to our website, escapethehiveofficial.com, then you can donate and get that free track and help us out. And we sure appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you soon.
Cool, cool, cool. Now you're touring, you said, and with the van and stuff. Are you basically mostly concentrating on the West Coast?
No, no. We've done a lot of touring up through the Midwest,
Right.
uh, up in Wyoming here toward the end of the year. I think November 23rd. We're also going through Colorado. I think there's some dates scheduled in New Mexico, and I think we're also going to Texas at some point. So, yeah, we're getting around.
Cool, cool, cool. Tell me a little bit about your merchandise.
Well, as opposed to all the, if you're on Facebook at all, you've
Right.
you're a musician at all, you've seen how many times you get scammed on a weekly basis, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it's not because of that, it's in spite of that we have some really good merch sales all set up and ready to go. We've got some great tour shirts that are, again, up on the escapethehiveofficial.com website, and you can get them all through there. There's bandanas and wristbands, and you can also get the CD. You can get it on vinyl. You can get just about anything there. But as opposed to some scam package that you're not sure of, this one you're sure of, and it's a safe way to pay, and comes right to your door, and everybody's happy.
Good, 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 good. Tell me about your album that came out last year. This Is Gonna Sting.
Yeah, yeah, it came out actually last week. It
Uh,
was fully a year. So yeah, it came out really well. We're really proud of it. Vanity Music Group is our label, distributed through Sony. Um, and you can get it in most record stores on CD, and like I said, vinyl on the website. And of course, it's on all the streaming packages and all that stuff. Please don't use Spotify. um, but it's up on all that, and collection of songs that kind of came together pretty quickly, and we were pretty excited about the way they turned out. We played the whole record in its entirety live, and then we do a lot of new stuff that will be on our next record. We do a lot of that live as well. So
Cool. And when's that next record coming out?
we're actually about maybe halfway through recording it, so we've got 4 songs recorded, and then sometime next year, hopefully spring here, we'll have it all done and out into your hot little hands.
Cool. Now, do you feel the internet really helped the band a lot, like Facebook, Instagram, and stuff like that? Or
Well,
you don't think it's a good, viable format?
well, I mean, the internet in general. I mean, remember the time, and I think you're around my age, so I know you do. Remember the time when we thought knowing everything and having all the facts in front of you
Right.
would be a good thing?
Uh-huh.
No,
Yeah. Yep. Wow.
so
Yeah.
much. So, there's yin and yang to it. I mean, it's nice to be able to connect more easily with fans across the country.
Right.
I certainly like that part of it and appreciate that part of it. But the problem is that it's ruined pretty much the rest of the industry.
Right.
And, as labels will do, they took advantage of it. And, so making a living wage and be able to do this for a living has become, I mean, 20, 30 years ago, it was a hard business. Now it's
Right.
in a pot. So it's done some things, and definitely the fan connection has been the best part of it for sure. But I wouldn't be able to talk to people like you and have the opportunity to tell you about the record that I'm on and how proud I am of the record and of the band. So that's the definite positive thing. But the negative is really just the whole rest of it is, getting paid for that record, and there's just so many downfalls that I don't know if it's an even trade.
Right. What would you tell a new band trying to break into music?
Get a job as a banker.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not easy.
It's not. I mean, you have to have a day job, and it's always kind of been that way.
Right.
Both sons are musicians, and I've always told them, if you're going to be a musician, your career goes like this: it's career and job,
Right.
and it does this all the time. And if you're lucky, they kind of line up for a while, but not always. They hard again. So just be prepared for that. But this is something different. This is job and trying to make a career that is really impossible. I mean, without being able to be paid for your art, and
Right.
that's what music is. It's art, and it's not a commodity. It's not something that's free or should be. It's art, and
Right.
art should be paid for. And I'm not saying that as some, greedy lead singer.
Right.
That ain't me.
Yeah.
And if I am greedy, I'm doing it the wrong way for sure. But it is art, and over the last 20 years, it's not the perception of music being art has been taken away. And for a lot of reasons, because of things like Spotify, who view it as a commodity and don't want to pay for your art. And it's not like and this is the rub on it. I don't blame Spotify or iTunes or any of those streaming services for doing what they're doing, because it's a necessary block in today's music industry. Here's what I do have a problem with. The fact that there is money to be made in those streaming services.
Right.
And Spotify, I keep calling that one out for a reason. Spotify doesn't pay you. Right. It doesn't pay you at all. And they keep changing the rules. Now you got to have a certain amount of streams before they pay you at all. So it's not like that guy that owns Spotify is not making money. He's what's $33 billion now. He's right. Never written a song. And I don't blame him for that. I don't blame him for making money or being, a capitalist or any of that. But right. You have to pay the artist. That's the rub that I have. Right. I don't care if you're making money, more power to you. But pay the art that you're putting on your platform, because it's not yours.
Right. Wow.
That's the problem I have with it. Yeah. Was I on my soapbox a little too long, or was that just
about? You're good. So you're just put out your fourth video. I can see it, right?
Yeah.
How is that affordable for your band?
Well, again, this is where day jobs come into the play. We're fortunate we're a band with a label. We have distribution, so it's in stores as well as online. We're very thankful for Vanity Music Group and Sony Records for helping us achieve that. So you can walk into a record store and still buy our CD, and that's hugely important to a guy my age and to our band. That's important to us. But it's not always the case.
Wow. Now your release in 2023, that also came out on vinyl, right?
It did, yeah. This is Gonna Sting is also on vinyl, and you can get it on our website, escapethehiveofficial.com.
Cool. Now, what's your feeling about vinyl making a resurgence?
Oh, love it.
Everybody loves it. Everybody.
It's again, that's what I grew up with. Right. All the things that come with buying vinyl. CD, you get some of it, but I don't know. There's a mystique about vinyl that I hope never goes away, and right. Hopefully it's doing the opposite of that. It just sounds better. My day job, again, I'm fortunate. That was wood. Mm-hmm. My day job is a recording engineer and producer. So when we got our record done and it's on vinyl, it sounds great. It sounds great on streaming. I'm very happy with it. But when I got it on vinyl and I put it on the turntable, yeah, that's how it's supposed to sound.
Cool. So what's the most enjoyable time in your career so far that you're really memorable?
Well, the big one was like just exactly what you just said. I've had several record deals. I've been very lucky in that aspect since the late 80s with, several different bands. But being able to, because of that time, most of my records from older bands came out on CD.
Right.
And, a lot of records on that time didn't make it to vinyl because vinyl was on the way down and CD was on the way up. So right. Most of my records are available on CD, my older records, but none of them are available on vinyl. So this was the first one. And it was a big deal to me. Yeah, cutting the top of that, pulling the ladder out, setting it down and putting the needle down on something that you've bled, sweat, some tears, and a lot of hype.
Yeah, yeah.
To be able to do that was a huge, huge thing for me. It's again, as someone that grew up doing that with other bands,
Right.
Kansas and Van Halen and Night Ranger and all those bands I grew up with, being able to do that for a record of mine was that was pretty cool.
Cool, cool. What do you think the ratio right now is between CD and LP now?
I mean, for us personally, I would say it's probably, God, that's a really good question. It's probably 50-50. I mean, I see a lot of, our vinyl has done really well. We've probably sold more CDs because the CD has been out a little longer. The CD came out right when the record was released last September. The vinyl has only been out since Christmas, so it got a little bit of a jump on it. But I don't know. I would say it's probably close to 50-50. I try not to pay attention to, my Spotify numbers and my Apple Play numbers and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Blah.
Yeah.
I try to pay attention to any of that. So even though I should.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I don't work no more. I'm done with work. I'll never work again. I was at the same job 46 years.
Wow.
No more. I just take money from the government now. That's it. No more. No more. Right?
And Emmett,
yeah. And like you said, our age, I'm going to be 66. So like I had enough. I just play on the computer now. Listen to, again, tons of email for press all the time. So that keeps me occupied, and I enjoy it.
That's great.
So like so what was the last album that you bought?
Well, again, I'm kind of a vinylophile, so but most of the records that I buy, I don't buy new. For me, kind of the, I'll give you two examples. I hate it when a band will take a record that was pretty perfect to begin with and remaster it, because all they do is add a bunch of low end and dump a bunch of the highs and drop the mids. And now the record that I loved, that had so much, fullness and had the sheen to it, is just this big muddy mess. And the last one that I probably bought that was against my better judgment, and I won't do it again, was Dr. Feelgood, Motley Crue. And I hate it. I can't listen to it. It drives me insane. I would rather listen to the original record that sounded great. What are you doing? Leave it alone. So I don't really buy a lot of stuff new. And, part of being a vinyl guy is the hunt. So I like, I still have all my vinyl from when I was 12 and 13 and 14. So thankfully. So I go and I add to that collection. So, if I have Jefferson Starships, one record, but I don't have another record, I'll go out and I'll find Freedom at Point Zero and find it used and find a good deal on it. And my own rule is that I don't pay more than $25 for it. And that makes it harder to find. So,
So what are your hopes for the band for the rest of the year?
Touring, a lot of touring. We're kind of doing, we got some dates, like I said, through the Midwest, some through Texas, up into Wyoming and Colorado. I'm originally from Nebraska, so the snow doesn't scare me. So that's kind of our plan throughout the rest of the year. We're also going to be doing some more recording and trying to get the next record finished up. We're about halfway through it. So I think there's maybe 5 songs done. There's 3 that are written but haven't really been flushed out yet and learned. So we probably have another, 5 to write and learn, and then we'll choose again probably 8 to on the next release. But we are playing all of those live. So if you want to hear the live material, you'll hear some new material.
Cool. Well, Michael, congratulations on Escape the Hive and continued success. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there in conclusion?
I definitely would. And please join us on the road. We wish we could take all of you everywhere. But wherever we are, please come see us. This is how we run. I mean, I'm under no illusion that this job is mine. This job is yours. So, come see us, say hello, shake a hand, buy a disc, put some vinyl on your platter. And we hope to see you out there soon.
Cool. Congratulations. Thanks for the chat, man.
Hey, thank you very much.
Bye-bye.